We're making a gluten-free chocolate silk pie made healthier and higher in protein with cottage cheese. The baked almond flour pie crust is tender and crispy, and the no-bake chocolate filling is light and full of chocolatey flavor. Hello, my name is Nicole Bonilla. If you like healthier recipes to our favorite foods, then you are in the right place. You're welcome to jot down these ingredients as we go along, or you can click on the link that's in the video description below, and that will take you to the full recipe with all the details, including nutrition facts, ingredients list substitutions, and frequently asked questions. Now, to make this really easy pie crust, we'll start by mixing together our dry ingredients. And we'll start with 2 cups of almond flour. And then to add some elasticity, we're going to add a 1/3 cup of tapioca flour. And for a little sweetness, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of some cane sugar. And for a little flavor, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm just going to whisk these together until they're well combined. And then we're going to crack in 1 egg and a 1/3 cup of soft room temperature butter and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, it might seem a little unusual to be using soft butter instead of cold butter for a pie crust, but what we're making is essentially more like a cookie dough because this is gluten-free with the almond flour. So I'm just going to take my spatula, kind of mix the egg and the butter together in the center, and then it will slowly start pulling in all the dry ingredients. Now, you could also use a mixer, but I think it's just as easy to use the spatula. And then we just mix it until everything's incorporated. And then we're going to take our 9-inch pie plate, and I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of coconut oil to make it non-stick. And then we'll drop in our dough, and then I'll just roughly spread this out towards the edges. And then I'm just going to come in with my hands and start by pressing it up the sides of the pie plate and forming a really nice big soft ridge that goes just above the height of the pan. And I'm not concerned with doing any fluting at this point, so we'll do that next. Now, this recipe is going to give you a generous amount of dough, so you could do it a little bit thinner if you like to have a thinner crust. But I like my crust nice and chunky, so this is perfect. And once I have a nice thick even layer around the sides, then I'll come in and start flattening out the middle. And the bottom only needs to be about a 1/4 inch thick. Now I can come in and make the flutes, and if your pie pan already has some flutes in it, you can just use those as your guide. So I just kind of place my knuckles right down into the grooves, and then use another finger to press it in between my knuckles. But you can do this however you like. This dough is very forgiving, so you can take your time. Now that I've made it all the way around, I can go through and just kind of smooth out some of the edges that look like they need it. Now, if you could use more healthy inspiration on a regular basis, I invite you to join my email list. All you have to do is click on the link in the description below, and that is the best way for us to stay connected. Now, it's really important that we go around with a fork and make some holes in the bottom of the crust, because this will keep any air from getting trapped underneath the crust. Well, this looks gorgeous, and it's ready to go into a 350-degree oven for anywhere between about 22 to 25 minutes, or until the edges are just turning a nice golden brown. So here's a pie crust that I baked earlier, and then I allowed it to cool completely. You can see how it has just this beautiful golden brown color. So now we can set this aside while we make our filling. I love how cottage cheese can replace heavy cream in pies, because not only do you get the protein, but you also get less fat. So we're going to add 2 cups of cottage cheese to a food processor. You can use small curd or large curd. I like using the full fat for the most creaminess. Next, we'll add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup as our sweetener. Now, for the cocoa powder, you could use any that you like. I love using black cocoa powder because it makes the filling a little bit of a deeper chocolatey color, which helps contrast from the lighter brown color of the pie crust. And I included a link in the description below if you'd like to check this one out. So add 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now, cottage cheese is naturally a little bit salty, but I do still like to add a little bit of salt, so I'm just going to add about 1/4 teaspoon. And then we're going to put on our lid and blend it on high until we no longer see those little curdles. And it helps to come in about halfway and use your spatula and just kind of scrape down the sides of your processor. Now, to add even more chocolate flavor and to help that filling set up, we're going to add some chocolate chips. And you could use any variety that you like. I'm going to melt these in the microwave in 30-second intervals, stirring in between till they're nice and smooth. So after our first 30 seconds, I'm just going to give this a quick stir. And we'll put it back in for another 30 seconds. And I no longer see any chunks, so this is perfect. So we're going to go ahead and just pour this right into our food processor. Halfway through, I'll go ahead and scrape down the sides. And that looks gorgeous. And now's a really good time to test the sweetness level. So just go in with a little pinky test. Now, the chocolate chips you decide to use will impact the sweetness level, so if it needs to be a little bit sweeter, go ahead and add just a little bit more maple syrup. But for me, this is perfect. And now we can just empty it right into our baked and cooled pie crust. Oh, that is so thick and luxurious. Now if you do get any little curdles that survive the mixing, you can go ahead and just fish those out. I think I have about 3 right there. And we'll just spread this out with our spatula. Well, this looks gorgeous, and now it needs to go into the fridge for a few hours to allow that filling to set. And then you could just enjoy it as is, or we're gonna make some whipped cream to go on top. So I'm just gonna use the whisk attachment that comes with my immersion blender, and I had both the whisk and my container just hanging out in the freezer, which just helps it set up a little quicker. And then I'm just gonna add 1 cup of some heavy whipping cream. And to help stabilize it and lightly sweeten it, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of some powdered cane sugar. And for a little flavor, we'll give it a teaspoon of some vanilla extract. And then we'll just whip this until we get those nice stiff peaks. So in less than a minute, we have some very fluffy and gorgeous whipped cream. So now we can drop this right in the center of our pie. I'll spread that out with our spatula. I like to take it within about 1 inch of the edge because I still want to see that chocolate layer. Oh, that looks so beautiful. And then this is optional, but to get those really cute little chocolate curls that are on top of pies, all you need is a chocolate bar, and you can use any kind, and then just your vegetable peeler. And then you'll just run it along the side and make these very cute little curls. And you can make them as long or as short as you like. And then we just take a nice big handful and drop them right down in the center. Goodness, this keeps getting better and better. And then we'll put this in the fridge until we're ready to serve it. But I have a piece here from my test pie that I think is ready to sample. So make sure it gets some whipped cream on top and a few chocolate curls. Oh, that looks so good. That is so delicious. I love biting into that firm but tender pie crust with the almond flavor. And then that creamy chocolate filling just has the perfect amount of chocolate without being overly sweet. And then contrasting that with a little bit of cream on top. That is seriously the most delicious bite. And I love that it's made with clean, natural ingredients, which means I'm gonna feel just as good even after I eat it. Well, thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen. I have included a link to the full recipe in the video description below. That takes you to my website, gentletummy.com. And I invite you to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I invite you to join me again in my kitchen.